It's Pro Wrestling Summit, motherfucker, and the White Rabbit is not a real thing. WWE just made it all up. Fuck me running. Holy shit. Knowledge? What the fuck, man?
I mean, it makes sense to me. I'm not going to lie to you. It makes sense to me, and I never thought that he was the White Rabbit. I always thought it was more like of an Alice in Wonderland thing. Like, she followed the White Rabbit to Wonderland. Like, it makes sense to me that was going to be where they go with it.
I'm just kind of pissed, though, because I'm waiting to fucking hear Jefferson Airplane. I'm waiting to hear Grace Slick come over the fucking speakers. When the truth is on, when you die. That's not the song, but
I wonder how much.
I fucking went into Don't You Want Somebody to Love.
I wonder how much money they paid to use that song for the few months that they did.
They never used it on television.
Oh, that's a good point. That's a good point.
Talk about how fucking smart they are, dude.
Wow.
Never used it on TV, dude. You never heard that White Rabbit song played on television.
That's true. You forget how like potent social media is now. But yeah, it was never on TV.
Not one time.
Wow.
So they paid nothing. So Tony Khan, you paid the fucking assload of money to use the Rolling Stone song twice. An assload of money. You know that shit wasn't cheap.
Oh, no.
Even though you're in partnership with Warner Brothers Discovery, that shit still wasn't cheap to use that fucking song. Yeah, sympathy for the devil, bro. No fucking way.
Somebody definitely paid a shit ton of money for that.
MJF said it in his fucking, he did he's been doing like the podcasting rounds. Recently. Which
is smart by him.
Yeah, super smart, because he does it half in character, half serious. So it's great. I mean, it's fucking a lot. It's like entertaining shit, but it's the same stuff pretty much. So like once you hear one, you hear them all. But he did one with on the Not Sam podcast. That fucking weird dude that like kind of works for WWE, but like kind of doesn't.
Claims he completely doesn't.
Yeah, and he was like, oh, sympathy for the devil must have cost you a lot of money. He goes, no, it costs Tony Khan a lot of money. It didn't cost me anything.
And you know that was part of the negotiations for him to come back.
No, he said that in the thing. He said that was part of the deal. Like, I wasn't coming back unless that song was able to be used.
Right. I mean, hey, you know what? You're the hottest ticket.
I love how he's like, I called Tony Khan a fucking mark. Now, me and Tony Khan are great. Tony Khan, great guy. Great guy. You gotta like that shit, dude. It's so pro wrestling.
Yeah. He is a phenomenal talent.
He's a gem. Salt of the earth, that guy.
I gotta tell you, you texted me about his promo with William Regal, and I was like, it can't be as good as you said it was. I mean, you can address it. I gotta go over exactly what you said to me.
Yeah, please. I would like to hear the text message, because I don't know. I can't remember what I said to you.
Yeah, I mean, you started off with MJF Regal promo is best of the best, and you don't use that phrase.
I don't use that phrasing.
Ever.
Right.
So I said I'll have to check it out. You said MJF is the best. Ready to cash in and took it away. Made the match for Full Gear. You know, I mean, you were just all over it. And then I watched the promo with him and Regal. And MJF is great. We know MJF is great. The emotion that he used, the idea that, you know, I held on to this email, and then for Regal, like, Regal is so good. For Regal just to be like, yeah, you know, I got my ass kicked. 17, I got my ass kicked every day. If an email caused you to motivate, you got off light. Like, wow, that was... For him to say, for MJF to say, like, he almost killed himself because of that, and for Regal to then go, you got off light, man, that was fantastic.
And, you know, I think the great thing about something like that is I bet that they didn't even really talk about that beforehand. I bet that they were like, okay, you guys have a promo segment, and, you know, just go out there and do what you do.
It is the benefit of AEW over WWE.
There's no scripting, and you can tell. You can tell it was genuine emotion in that ring.
Mm-hmm.
And seeing Regal like chuckle as he was saying it, because you know like how like proud he is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like he loves to see people succeed in the business. So it was like super important for him, and you could tell that it was important for him, and it was a moment for Regal in AEW, which I don't think he's really had yet. Besides him first coming down, he hasn't really gotten an opportunity to do anything.
Yeah, the Blackpool Combat Club, like it surrounds him, but yet it's kind of just a loosely organized thing.
Yeah, and he comes on and does commentary, and like, yeah, it's all fucking well and good, but like. That guy has.
Yeah, he hits on Excalibur and then he moves on.
One of the funniest fucking things that I've heard on commentary every time. Hello, sunshine. Man in the mask, you're looking marvelous.
It's hilarious every single time.
I love the commentary in AEW. I prefer the AEW commentary over WWE, especially the B shows, the Dark and the Rampage, because Excalibur and Taz are fucking hysterical, burying people, but putting them over.
But see, that's the thing is that like you're saying, while they're burying them, they're getting eyes up because people will watch for their commentary, and then they'll see them in the ring and be like, it's not that bad, you know, like, and now you're getting eyes on those guys, and you have to realize that sometimes you need the commentary to bury some people just to get eyes on the product, you know.
I love the Taz everything fucking Teabag Jones. He fucking hits people with that dude, and it fucking gets me every time. I laugh hysterically. I'm so stupid.
Kid, we need to remind people that once again, we did not. This is recorded before Raw. Not Raw, SmackDown. Wow, we would have been really early.
Whoa, we're really early. Jesus Christ.
But it's recorded before SmackDown, so what I'm about to say is not really related to anything on SmackDown. It's related earlier in the week, but the MJF Regal promo is the exact opposite of what my new favorite thing on WWE is, which is Rollins and Ali. I think that's gonna create some bangers of matches, and yet the promo was awful,
terrible,
like completely scripted. Mustafa Ali is way more capable than what he showed on Raw, and it was just really bad.
It's his delivery.
Yeah,
it's too pro wrestling. So it's not believable. There's the believability factor that you completely lose. And he's undersized to begin with. So you got there's two strikes against you right there. You're not believable on the mic. So like, I'm gonna get you, Seth Rollins. Like, dude, nobody believes that plucky babyface bullshit. You're not John Cena. You're not fucking 6'5", 250. So like you gotta work with what God gave you, man. You gotta be able to talk shit.
Yeah. And I do like the idea that he was next in line for Bobby Lashley's U.S. title.
Yeah.
It makes sense that he would then go after Seth Rollins and say, this is my opportunity at the title. That makes sense, but the way he delivered it was so boring and stale, and I do think that it will be good, and I think there is an actual opportunity here to put the title on Ali and then let him defend it against Lashley.
Ooh.
So, I mean,
but they gotta get rid of this Brock Lashley thing first, though. That's first and foremost.
Right, but that also gives them time to continue with the Rollins and Riddle, the Rollins and Riddle thing. You know,
which I'm kind of sick of.
Even during the promo, though, he says, "Hey, you know, you're not up to the right level, and I have to focus on Riddle right now anyway. So, you know, I'm not worried about you."
Right.
So, because he's not worried about him, he can drop the title to Ali. He can have his Riddle can screw him, play his music, whatever. Simple shit. You don't need to have him actually interfere, but simple shit. It can lead to Ali winning the U.S. title, and then Rollins and Riddle can do like one more match and then be done. and completely ignoring the U.S. title because it doesn't matter to him. He's focused on Riddle anyway. Let Bobby Lashley get into the U.S. title picture. And
Again, let him get back into the title picture.
I think that Lashley would put Ali over, which would give him more credibility. He won it off of Rollins. He defended it against Lashley. Now he has some credibility as the U.S. champion.
Yeah, the problem is that Ali kind of falls into the same category as Dolph Ziggler for me. Like, he's an absolute bump machine, and he takes incredible bumps, and he makes them look so disgusting. I'm really sick of them using that helicopter post spot that they do with him, because they do it every time that he's out there. They do the same fucking spot where he helicopters off of the fucking ring post, and while it's a fucking great visual and it looks fucking awesome, nobody wants to see that shit. You've done that shit. Okay, we've seen that shit. Why don't you do something else? Why don't you reverse out of it and like fucking do like a fucking jumping drop kick out of somebody trying to throw you into the thing?
Yeah.
Or fucking crucifix them and fucking just when they're going in and shove them into the fucking thing.
Especially at this point when it's been done so many times. You haven't found a way to reverse that at this point.
So ridiculous. But he's fucking crazy athletic. He bumps really well. He sells excellent, which is another thing that a lot of guys are lacking. They don't understand the necessity of being able to sell.
Yeah.
Selling is a huge part of wrestling. If you just go move to move to move to move to move to move to move, and you don't give nobody a second to breathe, nothing can resonate. You can't let somebody get into a match like that.
But Ali will fall into the same trap as a Ziggler, where they use him as a bump dummy.
Yep.
And he will put over other people, make them look fantastic, and he will go nowhere. And it's a real shame because I feel like Ali is much more capable of what they're than what they're using him for.
Well, I mean, I think that goes for a lot of fucking guys on the roster. I don't think that's just for Ali. I mean, look at Chad Gable. Like, what the fuck are you people doing with that guy?
But he has had, even with Chad Gable, they both have had very charismatic promos when they've been able to kind of take the reins themselves. And I feel like they don't know what to do with them, so they're like, all right, let's try it this time. You do it your way. And now next show, all right, we're going to script you again. And
there's no continuity. It just, you lose the fans. You get the fans 1 week. And I got to say, though, I do have to say, the fans poo-pooed all over the promo. But at the end of the night, when fucking Ali was fucking standing tall and fucking Rollins took off for the fucking hills and they were yelling at each other, like, the fucking people were into it.
And I wasn't with you originally with Rollins' laugh, but yeah, he needs to cut that. He needs to cut it down a little bit. It's gotten to be too much now.
It's too much, dude.
Yeah.
It's too much. It's like after everything that you say, like, it's so forced and it's so, like, it's ridiculous, but not for the right reasons.
Right.
Like, you're trying to be a really effective heel. That's a really stupid way to get heat.
Right.
It's not the right way to get heat, and not the heat that you want. If you're like some fucking underneath heel, then fine. You fucking do that all day long. If you're an underneath guy.
Right.
If you're a top guy, you can't be like some fucking maniacal laugh, dude. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
It was fine when he was just trying to get it over and get the whole gimmick over, but after a while, you need to rein it back in.
Yeah, and I dig the gimmick. I like that whole fucking visionary gimmick, and he wears weird shit, and like, he's a fucking he's like acting like a crazy person. The problem is, he doesn't fit the crazy person because he talks all this crazy shit and he looks all crazy, but then he gets in the ring and he's like so measured. And it's like, there's no continuity between the character and who you are in the ring.
I would appreciate it more if it was just like he was a master manipulator and he knew how to push people's buttons.
Right.
And that would make sense for him being in the ring, being calculated. Because now I've gotten in your head and now I can master the situation in the ring.
I think that it's a big problem in the business where guys don't know what they are as a character. They don't understand what they need to do as a character. Like, this is a character-driven business. I've seen so many guys who have been, 10 out of 10 in the ring, in ring work and zero personality, and on the microphone, it doesn't fucking matter. Those people will never get over, no matter how good of wrestlers they are. A lot of people say, Chris Benoit had no personality. He did have a personality. He was going to hit you harder than you were going to hit him. And people appreciated that because it was rugged. And you knew that he was really hitting those people. He wasn't like fucking... he didn't like half chop somebody. He fucking blasted you as hard as he could in the chest.
Yeah, he'd split your chest open.
100%. And you know what? That's wrestling.
Right.
That's what it is. It's a believability factor that guys do not have anymore.
Although I know that, personally, Tatum, I know that you were not, for a while there, were not a big fan of chops.
No. I thought they were stupid. I didn't understand the purpose of them. I understand better the purpose of them now. And the reason why I hated them so much is because so many people were doing them just to get to another spot. And when you have that every single match, I don't want to see chops every single match. It's fucking stupid. No, I mean,
no.
Is it not? Like, okay, if Walter chops you, fine. He should be chopping you every match.
Right.
But when a guy like Ali is chopping you...
Yeah, it makes no sense.
Like, what the fuck is that guy going to do to Bobby Lashley chopping his chest, dude? You could hit that guy with a sledgehammer in the fucking chest. He's not going to move.
So two things. Number one, I remember that one of the big things you had against chops was that in the wrestling ring, you're not actually trying to hurt your opponent. But a chop is... That's all you're doing is hurting your opponent.
Correct.
And the other thing is, you're talking about chops and like there's other things you could do. Rollins, when he was brawling with Ali, I loved that he went for the throat. Just that little chop to the throat. That's an old school fucking thing, and it's so good. Such a heel thing to do,
Dude, raking the eyes on the ropes. Like shit like that. It's stuff, it's the little things.
Yeah. When I saw that, I was like, "Oh my god, that's all I needed to see. That's all I needed to see for the entire fucking thing."
Listen, I don't think that I'm shitting all over Rollins because I'm not. Like, that guy's fucking hella talented, but he just doesn't know what he needs to be, and the fans don't know what to do with him. They sing his song, they do the whole fucking thing, they do his little fucking dance and like fucking do what he wants, like he's a puppet master. But he doesn't play the puppet master role. Right. So, like, what is your character? I don't understand. You right now, you look like an asshole with a fucking really dope suit on and a fucking terrible maniacal laugh.
But who would wear that same suit? Fucking Miz would wear that same suit.
Yeah, Miz would wear that shit, yeah.
But that's a completely different heel. So, like...
Yeah, because the Miz understands that you need to be a chicken shit sometimes. It's not about being the toughest guy.
Right.
Rollins plays that tough guy role. I'm tougher than everybody. Well, bro, you're 6 feet fucking tall.
Yeah.
You're 6 feet tall in a good pair of fucking shoes. So, like... I get it, man. You may be average size for the roster, and Shawn Michaels was 6 feet tall, and all this other fucking happy horse shit, and I'm not taking nothing away from you in the ring, but your ring style doesn't match what you fucking do outside of it. So, like, I don't understand.
I do wish that he was more rope-a-dope, and I do wish that he was... master manipulator. He was going to get you so angry that he was going to take you off your game. He'll rope-a-dope for a little while, then he'll take advantage of you.
Why the fuck is that guy ever locking up with somebody in the ring?
Makes no sense.
If I'm him, I'm getting out of the ring anytime somebody approaches me. Yeah. And I'm going to stand outside of the ring and I'm going to do the maestro shit. Yeah. And just let people sing my shit. Oh. And that's all you're going to do. That's all he has to do.
Yeah.
And he is going to get so much heat. Mm-hmm. And his opponent is going to get so frustrated. And if they're smart, the opponent would know to be like, what the fuck? Yeah. And, like, not be able to overcome that mind game that he plays. But he doesn't play mind games. He gets in the ring and goes, like, you're not a Batman villain. You're not even a good villain, you fuck.
Like, even with Ali, like, I wish that he would just be like, all right, you know what? We're going to do this now. I'm in a suit. I don't even care. Let's have a match. You want your match? Let's go. Let's have a match. Ring the bell. Get out of the ring. Walk away. You're not even important enough for me to even waste my time with. 10 count me. I'll keep my title.
Yeah.
You got your match. That's it. You won. Congratulations. You know?
But no, you don't get a title shot.
Right.
That's it. You didn't beat me.
Right.
I beat myself.
Right.
I mean, there's so much fucking things that you could do. I mean, listen, man, I could go down the entire thing and rebook everything pretty much that they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, we haven't even talked about the Bray Wyatt shit yet.
Well, that's the thing. We talk about character work and talk about somebody. So we have to go based on what we saw last Friday, and talk about a guy that knows character work. He had people thinking he was going to have a stable of 6 people because Wyatt 6, right, on Twitter and everything. And then in one promo, he had everyone switch gears to, oh no, it's his own 6 personalities because he's fighting against his own personality. The actual Wyndham Rotunda is the one that actually gave that promo, and you know, Uncle Howdy is the one that interrupted him, and like people just don't know where this is going and how brilliant.
Oh my god!
Who do you put him against to start off with?
That's a fucking great question.
It's a great question. So
I honestly don't know.
So what do you do to buy time? He's going against himself,
Fighting his demons.
right?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there's something to the, you know, I've seen, obviously, everyone's got a theory video about what this is. So, a lot of the theories is, so the mask is actually Uncle Howdy. Mm-hmm. And Uncle Harper is another version of the mask because in the Black Phone movie, which is Tom Savini, who made all of Bray's masks and who also made the mask for Black Phone, the bottom piece of the mask is interchangeable, and he changes it in the movie. So what I'm thinking is that mask that is very similar to the Black Phone mask is also interchangeable. So I'm thinking the Uncle Harper and the Uncle Howdy are 2 different versions of the mask. And it's, you know, and he is going to wrestle as these different people. That's my theory about it, is that it's actually Bray Wyatt doesn't exist anymore. And I think he wanted to come out and tell the fans how much he loved them and appreciated them because they made this thing work. Without the fans, none of this means shit.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean anything. They could have done this, and if the fans shit all over it, it would have been for naught.
Right.
It would have all been for nothing. So I think that he really wanted to come out and give the fans their due and be like, hey, you know what? Thank you for supporting me on this fucking journey. It's been fucking amazing. You know, and then boom, lights go out, and here you go. Uncle Howdy's on the screen with red eyes talking some fucking crazy shit. Which is interesting.
I think that for a while he needs to come out and continue doing promos
And not wrestle.
But so if I were booking this, and I'm not a booker, but if I were booking this, I would have him coming out and doing these promos and leading up to what does this character that's on the screen want from you, you know? And so he's to fight his demons, he's fighting the battles that his demon wants him to fight. You know, you have to seek this person from your past to, you know, make up for
right
that.
the wrong.
Now I've done that. Now leave me alone. Now it's a different version. Yeah, sure, but you forgot about this. You know? Then you don't need to put a title on him. Then you don't need to have him in a direct storyline with anybody. It just allows you to put people in.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that anyone who he works is going to be the better for it. Like, I don't agree with the fucking Brian Alvarez's of the world who are like, oh, Bray Wyatt is like a fucking, you know, 1 or 2 in the ring out of 5. And I'm like, you don't get it. Like, oh, who did he ever really, like, elevate? fucking everyone that he worked with, you fucking idiot.
Yeah, see,
and they put him in shit storylines against shit people sometimes, and he still fucking made them relevant. Alexa Bliss was dead in the water. Dead in the water. Her career was in the shits. And he fucking revitalized that woman's career. And you know what? She might never do anything with Bray Wyatt again.
Right.
But she'll always be connected to that.
Yep.
Whoever... That's what the Brian Alvarez's of the world don't understand. It's not what he does. It's about who else he's made. Who else would have ever heard of Eric Rowan and Luke Harper without Bray Wyatt? Could you imagine Braun Strowman going out there in a pair of trunks and fucking and boots and not being in the Wyatt family to debut? No. Think about the guys that he's made. He's made more people than he's made himself.
And that's the thing. I mean, you have to look at the result of it, and they'll say, well, nobody ended up in a better situation. No, but it gave people a chance to change themselves. And they had to change themselves after, after competing with Bray. Because they had to become something different than what they were in order to defeat Bray. And everybody beat Bray. Everyone.
Which is awful. It's
right.
Just terrible.
100%. But I mean, Seth Rollins, people are saying that he's on the best run of his career right now. Well, you know what? That's directly related. Like, he was, the same character until he went up against Bray.
He had to be different.
Right. He had to get more vicious. He had to use a giant sledgehammer thing.
Weird, dude.
Yeah,
weird.
Which
Crush
is weird.
his head. It's very fucking strange, dude. Very. What was it? A toolbox? Did he have a toolbox too that he hit him with?
It was.
Pinned him. He threw all the shit on the toolbox on top.
Yeah, it was not the best situation.
I mean, whoever booked that, which I know who booked that, fucking, hey pal, you're gonna wrestle under a red light, and we're gonna throw a toolbox on top of you, and then hit you with a big prop sledgehammer. Oh, like a Triple H sledgehammer? No, like a big clown one. Like, we want to make it as ridiculous as possible because...
I mean, you do wear the circus pants,
Yeah,
so...
like, what the fuck, dude? Like, and again, I'm not a big fan of The Fiend. I wasn't a fan of that whole Mr. Rogers thing. I think that it was not right for him because he can't be that guy.
I was fine until they put the title on him.
Wow.
And then they made a Fiend title.
Yeah. Why can't you just let the dude be creepy? He's just creepy, dude. He looks like a creeper. Like, he looks like a dude that you would want to avoid. And the more that you do that, and the more that this cult leader personality thing that he can do, it's so fucking genius.
I mean, you look at the big, groups throughout wrestling history that, blew up to way more than they should have. I mean, NWO style, DX style, it has the capability of getting a whole bunch of people involved with it. And...
Across three brands.
I mean, it's...
The Joe Gacy and the Dyads in NXT, and then you can have a group on Raw, and one other person on SmackDown.
But even years ago, when he started doing that cult leader gimmick, it was never evolved into what it should have been.
No! It was too creepy. Vince thought it was too creepy.
Especially with Survivor Series, pay-per-views and stuff like that. Like, you're basically putting your company on the line again against this now cult that has this whole different ideology of what this company is supposed to be, and I think there was a huge missed opportunity there. But I mean...
Well, I mean, it seems like this is the time that they're going to right their wrongs. Like, it seems like that's what they're going to do. But seeming and actually doing
they have a guy
are
here
completely separate.
They have a guy here for long-term booking who's clearly just working on Bray. So, I mean, we got to hope. And the best thing they could do is usually you don't want to see storylines drawn out over and over again. Like, it took way too long for LA Knight to come back
as LA Knight.
That drew out way too long. But for this Bray thing, you need to draw that shit out as long as you can.
He doesn't need to wrestle.
Right. People will come and listen to him talk.
He does not need to wrestle at all.
Especially
until
since,
it's necessary.
Especially since he's just on SmackDown.
Well, not only that, but if you put other people with him, why does he have to wrestle?
Yeah.
He's the leader of the whole fucking... He's the leader of the band, dude.
Yeah.
The conductor doesn't fucking always get involved.
Yeah.
But when he does get involved, it's going to be ugly for that person.
And it needs to be. Like, if that's going to be the situation, it needs to be. He needs to be squashing people. And I'm talking, like, regular names on the program.
Not like Dolph Ziggler's of the world. Like,
Right.
he needs to be beating, like, legit guys. Like, instantly.
That's why people are saying, well, he's going to compete against Bray. Not Bray, Roman.
You're fucking high.
Why
would you ever fucking do that?
Stay the fuck away from Roman.
That's so dumb.
Makes no sense.
That's so dumb. Don't get involved in any of that fucking business. No. I hope what they do is... I hope that if he's with nobody or whatever, I hope that Karrion Kross is the first person. Because that makes sense. They can have a long-term, very methodical, psychological program where they're not going to have to wrestle a lot. And they can fuck with each other. Mm-hmm. And they can do mental shit to each other that's going to make the fans want more of it.
Yeah.
Because obviously that's what fans want.
Right.
They want the psychology, mental aspect of it because look what they did with the White Rabbit.
Yeah. Yep.
That should tell you all you need to know when their viewership is up double. Thank you very little.
I do like that now their viewership is up and they're not like planning on doing extra shows. They're actually pulling shows.
I love that they're pulling pay-per-views.
Fantastic. I
love it.
We don't need WWE Day 1. We don't need it.
Why? Why do that? Yeah, I get that people are home, but they're not watching that. They're watching college football.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that they pull...
and recovering from their hangovers.
Oh, my God, I know. I'm really hoping they pull Hell in a Cell. Hell in a Cell never should have been a pay-per-view.
Ever. I like War Games, though. I'm not going to lie. I like War Games.
I don't mind War Games as a Survivor Series type
style
of
match,
right.
Yeah.
But when you have Hell in a Cell and like every match has to be in a Hell in a Cell,
yeah.
like that should be a Hell in a Cell match should be a WrestleMania.
Special.
It should be a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
You know?
Should be once a year type of thing. I get what you're saying.
And it should not be a red cage. That's a huge mistake.
Oh my
I don't know
God.
what the hell they
terrible.
But
I mean, I'm a big fan of the blue bars, but the guys didn't like that. They were not a fan of the blue bars.
At least you could see beyond the blue bars.
That's the thing. Like, the fencing aspect of it sucks because you can't...
If it's going to be chain link fence, it's got to be silver chain link fence because you can kind of see past it. The red doesn't... The red interferes with everything that's going on.
Yeah. Well, Halloween Havoc's this weekend. That should be fucking fun. Tomorrow, Halloween Havoc is on Saturday.
Yeah, it's...
I mean, it's an NXT pay-per-view, so a lot of people aren't too hyped about it.
But they've been putting more main roster people
Well, this whole
NXT.
week was all main roster people on the fucking show, wrestling fucking NXT people. Shinsuke was on, KO, Rhea Ripley.
It was good to see Rhea Ripley back in the ring.
I love her, man. I love her. I think that she's uber talented.
Mm-hmm.
Uber talented. And shout out to her and Buddy Murphy, because they're together. So... Kiwi Express.
Yeah.
Good for him. He was with Alexa Bliss, and now he's with Rhea Ripley. So, I mean, Buddy Murphy wins in life as far as I'm concerned.
Good for you, buddy.
What's he going to do? He's not on AEW. Him and Aleister Black are gone. Are they coming back to WWE?
Well, no, I mean, they're still under contract. Aleister Black has already said that he's coming back to AEW. No, Aleister Black.
Buddy Murphy.
Is it Malachi Black?
Yeah, Malachi Black. Right, sorry, Aleister Black. I always call him Aleister Black.
Because it's Aleister Black.
I had the hardest time when he came to WWE because I knew him on the Indies as Tommy End. So, so I was like, oh, Tommy End's there. And everyone's like, who the fuck is Tommy End?
When he's done being Malachi Black, that's when you call him Malachi Black.
Yeah, that's like how it goes with the fucking guy. Like, I finally learned his name after he calls himself something different. Fucking stupid.
He's already said that he's pretty much going to come back to AEW. I think Tony Khan has kind of said, like, hey, you're not leaving.
Yeah, good. Have him wrestle fucking 75-year-old Sting some more. That's exactly what I want to see. The fuck? What a waste of fucking time. It's a total waste of fucking TV time. You have all these fucking talented guys, and you don't know how to fucking write good TV.
Well, he did fire somebody now.
Yeah, Ace Steel. Great.
Ace Steel.
Because he fucking bit one of the fucking elite guys. Real fucking tough guy. You like to fucking bite people.
I don't understand that. Like, what are you, fucking Mike Tyson?
Bro, I would fire everyone who was involved in that fight.
Oh, yeah.
Instantly. Go work somewhere else.
Yep.
I don't give a fuck.
Yep.
Go work somewhere else. Have at it.
And we talked before about he needs to like just send a message, and that would absolutely send a message. See you later. See you later. Executive vice president. See you later.
Peace
well,
out.
We didn't throw the first punch. I don't give a fuck. See you later.
You're in breach of your contract.
Why'd you even approach the door? Like, get out of here. I don't give a this petty indie bullshit. I'm done with it. See you later.
See, and the other thing about I keep harping on this believability thing, right? But I mean, I'm pretty fucking certain, even though I'm old and decrepit and fucking half a cripple, I'm pretty sure that I could walk into the AEW locker room and mop the floor with about 95% of the guys who were in that locker room.
Well, it's also the style that those guys wrestle. So
I just don't understand. I fucking read a report today, right? So I had to go and watch the match. Athena and some fucking enhancement talent got into a little fucking altercation in the ring. And everyone's like, oh, I can't believe how rough she was being with her. I'm like, rough? That's rough? Dude, watch Danny Spivey and Sid Vicious in WCW wrestle against the Jobbers where the guy refused to sell for Sid Vicious. That was vicious.
Athena's the perfect example of, Tony Khan just bringing people in just to get that quick pop and then
not knowing what to do with them.
Right. Don't even care. It doesn't matter. We just want the quick pop and then we'll move along. What's the next quick pop,
Dude, like, why the fuck is Ruby Soho not involved in the title picture? She comes out, everyone sings her song, Taz is going crazy, Destination, no.
Why is Jade Cargill not in the fucking picture right now?
No, that's smart. I like that. I like how they're doing that. They're slow playing it. That's a smart. They've done the smarter shit with her. She's been the best handled so far, I think.
But I feel like that's the person that should be on television
every week.
And so for her to have her title stolen and to not make an appearance, I mean, that's just crazy to me.
And
Nyla Rose is talking about defending her title.
How is Nyla Rose just walking around with the belt?
That's what I'm saying. So now you get what I'm saying. Like, she needs to be out there like, hey, I will literally kill you.
It fucking makes my head hurt, bro. It makes my head hurt sometimes.
He doesn't know how to book women. I mean,
he doesn't know how to book wrestling.
He doesn't know how to book wrestling.
He knows how to book for Pops. He knows how to book for the internet wrestling community because he's a part of it. So what he wants to see, he puts on TV.
Which is why I have high hopes for Bray Wyatt's character, that they will slow play it here. And the fans knew they wanted Bray back, but they don't know exactly what they want. So that pop will go away after a few weeks, and Bray is smart enough, and the people around him are smart enough to know how to keep people interested with little bits here and there. Yeah. The IWC, they want Bray like in the ring, wrestling Roman like tomorrow.
Oh yeah, for the title at fucking Crown Jewel. He wins the belt at Crown Jewel. That's going to be a 3-way match, him, Logan Paul, and Bray. Yep. I'm like, are you fucking people insane?
And Tony Khan would book that shit right now. But they're not going to do that in WWE because Triple H has said it before. Sometimes, they think they know what they want, but they don't actually know what they want.
I'm glad that they booked this Crown Jewel thing the way that they did. They are, listen, man. I don't put people over in the wrestling business very often, okay? And I'm not like a fucking like huge like Triple H mark. You know what I mean? I like Triple H. I've always liked Triple H. I thought he was very talented in the ring. His promos always sucked. I never liked his promos. I thought his promos were like a 0. But his in-ring work was impeccable. He knows how to sell, psychology, the whole fucking thing. That guy's ability to write wrestling and understand the wrestling business is far exceeding anything that I could have ever imagined that he would become. I mean, he really is on a different plane of thinking from everybody else. And the results have been... It's shown. Yeah. I mean, everyone is talking about wrestling.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
He's bringing in people. So, I mean, the fact that Logan Paul has a title match at
It's
Crown Jewel.
it's the smartest fucking business thing that you could do.
With that being said, what do you think of Ronda Rousey's comments about that match? I don't know if you've heard Ronda Rousey's comments.
What did she say?
She says that she thinks the smartest thing would be for Logan Paul to win, to beat Roman Reigns.
After fucking 3 years.
After 3 years, he beats Roman. And she said, here's what I would do. Roman cheats, and that brings out Logan Paul's brother. Because, now, he's got to, get involved. And you want to make the Pauls happy because they're such big names in a different field here, So you make them happy. You put the title on them. Let Roman chase for a while. And I heard that, and I'm like, well, this is why Ronda Rousey clearly doesn't know wrestling. Because if Logan Paul should be thrilled right now that he's wrestling for the, WWE Championship, for the Unified Championship, with only, this is going to be his second match under his belt? His third match under his belt. And he's wrestling for the championship. That should be good enough. To have 3 matches and have this guy beat a guy that has held the title for over 2 years, damn near 3 years, and you're going to have him beat him when he's defeated everyone else. The face you're making right now. When I read this article that Ronda Rousey said, oh yeah, I would make him happy, I'd put it on Logan Paul, I would, do that, let Roman chase for a while. I was like, this. She has no clue what she's talking about.
I'd like to take this opportunity. I'd just like to take this opportunity to say, that may be one of the dumbest fucking things I've ever heard in my entire life. I don't know what fucking planet she lives on. But that is not how you book wrestling, okay? That is called hot shot booking, okay? And what you're going to do is you're going to ruin Roman Reigns for the rest of his career. Because he lost to a fucking guy that has 3 matches under his fucking belt. And now, don't get me wrong, super talented, obviously draws a lot of fucking eyes. He has, the number, 1 or 2 podcasts in the fucking world on YouTube or whatever, The Impulsive Show. Fucking shout out to him. 60 G's, baby! But you know what? I think that Ronda has it construed. I think that Jake Paul coming out would be the dumbest fucking thing in the entire world. And I'd like to use a line from a not so famous rapper. And this is how I equate Jake Paul every time that I see him. Okay, I'd like to recite this line right here. I'm gonna do a little something. It's a little rap. It's only 2 lines, but I'm gonna do this thing. The line is, and this is exactly what I think of when I see Jake Paul. Stop staring at me, man, with your neck tattoo. Fuck your life and your wife. She can get slapped too. I can't stand that fucking kid.
Yeah.
I can't stand that kid. And the reason I can't stand him is because he's got 0 respect. Logan Paul, on the other hand, has shown the utmost respect for the art of professional wrestling. He's not like his brother who's just doing shit for clicks and views. He actually, is interested. He sees this as an avenue for him to do something athletic, which he clearly is very athletic. He's his brother too. His brother is very athletic. His brother is a pretty decent fucking boxer. In a street fight, he'd be fucking really good. But this guy's oh yeah, I'm gonna fight Anderson Silva in a fucking boxing match. Anderson Silva just knocked out a former world champion in boxing. Yeah. He is going to fucking knock your head clean off your shoulders.
You could clearly tell that she had no idea what she was talking about, because she was like, well, that would immediately turn Logan Paul into a heel, and it would turn Roman Reigns into a face. It's
Absolutely not. No, it wouldn't.
No, it wouldn't. It would make Roman Reigns a laughingstock.
Dude, the Saudi fans would go crazy. They would WWE wouldn't be allowed to leave.
Yeah.
Talk about flight issues. They're gonna have a problem getting to the fucking airport.
What really concerns me is this match is gonna be competitive. You know it's gonna be somewhat competitive, and it really shouldn't be. The guy has 3 matches under his belt. He's going against the champion for the last 2 years. It should not be competitive.
I don't think it's going to be competitive. And I'm going to tell you why. I think that Roman is going to show exactly why Logan shouldn't be in the ring with him.
I hope so. I really hope so.
I think that he's going to let Logan get in his shit, and there will be like a couple of shine spots in the match where Logan like maybe starts to get over, and then Roman just puts a kibosh right on
Shuts it down, done. See you later.
I don't think that it's going to be more than a 10-minute match, and I don't think that you can expect more than a 10-minute match out of that.
Right. Well, but when a Brock Lesnar match can last, 3 minutes and get over,
See, I'm interested in that. Like, I get it. Like, Lesnar just came back for the money or whatever, but whatever, dude. Those are two giant fucking human beings who actually know how to wrestle, like amateur and professional. So, I mean, what do you think? Triple H doesn't want to see those guys like really fucking mix it up a little bit?
Oh no, he wants to. He definitely wants to see them go at it. When Brock was going up against people and putting them out in like 3 minutes or so, this is when he was like just off of his UFC days. He was just coming in to hurt people. This is more the fun-loving cowboy Brock.
Oh yeah, dude. He's using a tractor to fucking upend fucking the ring and shit. Like, what the fuck are we talking about?
I definitely think that this will be a much more competitive match. Plus, it's Bobby Lashley, and this is
not a small dude,
right?
I mean, even though he picked him up like a fucking paperweight and was tossing him around like a rag doll.
But Lashley can do the same to Brock. That's the thing, So
yeah, which is interesting because there's not too many people that would be able to get on that level with Brock Lesnar.
No, I mean, even when Braun was going against Brock, it wasn't at the same level.
I love that clip
where he shifts his skull. Oh my god!
Slow the fuck down, and he punches him directly in the fucking temple.
Oh, you can see it in the slow mo. Is literally his entire skull shifted.
Hey man, you got to give it up to Braun though. Braun stuck his face out there for it. He knew it was coming. That El Recito was fucking coming his way, and a lot of guys wouldn't have done that, dude. They wouldn't have stuck their face out there like that.
And what did he do after that? He slowed the fuck down. That's what he did.
I mean, if Brock Lesnar punches me in the fucking head, I'm going to listen to whatever. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Your hand is the size of my face. Yes, sir.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm probably not getting up from that. So that's done. Just pin me. I'm done.
I mean, listen, man. I feel pretty confident that I would, in the right situation, I would tangle with anybody. You know what I mean? If I needed to. But when you're, I mean, at least I do. I tend to have an idea when I'm going into a losing situation. And there are, like, certain people who, like, I just probably wouldn't want to fuck with. Like, it wouldn't be good for my health. You know what I mean? Like, I'm probably going to not walk away from that. And Brock Lesnar is fucking one of those guys. Yeah. Bobby Lashley is another one of those guys. Yeah. Bobby Lashley could rip your head clean off of your body if he decided to.
Yeah. Well, I mean, speaking of not walking away from situations, the fucking
Hangman, fucking poor motherfucker, dude. Well, that goes to show you, too fast, too many bumps, taking an inside-out bump on a fucking King Kong lariat, like.
To me, it comes down to not training, not getting these spots situated, and I understand AEW doesn't want their guys working as much in the ring, doesn't want to be as responsible for that. I think that these big matches should be worked out. Stop. And that lariat wasn't even that big of a deal,
He was hurt going into the match. I told you. I said it to you in text message. I said he looked a step off.
Yeah.
But the whole match, he looked a step off.
Well, shame on them for putting him in the ring, then. I
mean, listen, the guy hasn't been wrestling regularly on TV in months. He's got a new kid. He's like, and then you go and put the guy in a world championship title match in the main event of fucking Dynamite against Jon Moxley,
which makes
a guy who wrestles every single week on fucking TV in high level matches,
and he lays it in,
and he cuts an incredible pace. He cuts an incredible pace for a guy who is a former smoker. Like, he fucking cuts an incredible pace. So, and Hangman looked blown up instantly. I mean, he was instantly blown up. And it wasn't noticeable. I've rewatched the match 3 times. It was fucking noticeable. He was struggling in between spots to catch his breath. So what does that tell you? That means that he's fucking out of shape. He does the fucking last call fucking chest-to-chest suplex off the top and then nips up, and then they go right into the clothesline spot. So he takes a nasty bump. That's a fucking nasty bump to take from the top rope. And then nipping up on top of that, and then turning around and eating a King Kong Lariat on top of it, and then trying to inside-out bump on it. So you're eating it on your head because you're inside-out bumping it. If you had just fucking taken a regular bump, he would have hit you chest on fucking bicep, and you would have been right as rain.
Yep.
But you looked a step slow to begin with, so either you were out of shape or you were hurt already going into the fucking match and you shouldn't have been in there.
It's just so foolish. And, how do you come back from that if you're Adam Page? Like, how do you... Well, let me guess you're an AEW, so you can get squashed and then come back and win the championship. So, I mean, it's totally fine.
That doesn't matter.
But, I mean... Seriously, you got hurt pretty badly. I never really got it with Adam Page to begin with.
I don't really see it. I never really saw it.
I always thought that he was a pretty solid mid-carder, but to be in the title picture as much as he has been, I don't get it.
See, I think solid mid-carder, I think of a really good hand, and I don't consider him a really good hand. I think a Samoa Joe is a better hand than, and I don't even like Samoa Joe.
I was just about to say.
But I mean, Samoa Joe, I would rate way higher than I would rate an Adam Page.
Well, yeah, we can get into their shitty booking because fucking War Joe is completely ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Dude.
How do you have a champion, a singles champion, and a tag team feud right now? How does that?
How do you have two champions?
Two champions, because you have too many champions. That's what it is.
I don't understand, dude.
But good news about that. Tony Khan is saying that it looks like ROH might get its own show in 2023.
Oh, great.
So he's
where? What are they saying? He didn't say?
Didn't get into specifics, but...
Well, Warner Brothers Discovery, so you got to think what companies are related to that.
Right. But
what streaming service? Because it's going to be on a streaming
it's definitely going to be on a streaming service. But I'm fine with that. Now, let ROH be separate somewhere else.
Yeah.
Keep all those titles.
Smaller shows.
Somewhere else.
Yep. What do you think about this Dutch Vincent thing? Because they've been texting, pictures of moths and fucking owls and, all this other shit. Are they just fueling the fucking... Are they fanning the flame a little bit? Or are they fucking coming?
I feel like it's all just, it's all try-hard shit. It's all just...
Everything's a work until it's not a work?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're really grasping at straws. And, they're doing everything they can to get eyes on themselves and on AEW and all that shit. And it's like I said, you're trying to compete with one of the best things in wrestling right now. And so you're going to try to do the vague and, similar type of storyline. And it's clearly not going to work.
I'm going to be honest with you, dude. I tuned into NXT on Tuesday instead of tuning into AEW. I flipped during commercial, but...
Probably the first time in a while.
Yeah. Because I was way more interested on seeing Shinsuke and fucking all these people working with the young guys who are on the come up.
It's smart.
And it was really noticeable that some guys are not ready for are not ready to be wrestling fucking, Stax Lorenzo was not fucking ready to wrestle Shinsuke Nakamura.
Absolutely.
No knock against Stax Lorenzo, but I mean, Shinsuke's a different breed of fucking cat.
Oh, absolutely. But it's definitely smart. You get these main roster guys onto, and gals with Rhea Ripley, get them onto NXT. Whether you have them squash them or you give them a little bit of shine, the main roster guys should mostly be going over, and it's gonna bring eyes to the product, which is gonna bring these names into the forefront. It's going to give them a launching pad here. It's smart.
Which is what they need. Yeah. They need more eyes on them because they're the next crop.
And just look at yourself. I mean, it drew you to NXT.
Yeah, I'm honestly kind of bored of AEW. There's nothing compelling.
It's gotten so tiring with AEW with all the background shit and everything.
It's like, that's why I like Wednesdays, because it's like in the middle of the week, there's nothing else going on. That's why I watch AEW. Fridays, it's 10 o'clock at fucking night on a Friday, dude. Like, I'm not doing nothing else. Like, what the fuck? I would only be like fucking hanging out playing PlayStation or fucking something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
Listening to music or whatever the fucking case is. Beating off the Rhea Ripley pictures, whatever the fucking situation is. You never fucking can tell. Yeah. But the fact of the matter is that I'm not compelled by their programming right now. They don't have a story on their programming where I go, that is must see, except for MJF.
And they need to pick it up, because you know what? AEW has been the best thing for wrestling.
Yep. And they're gonna pick it up. Listen, MJF is must see.
Yeah.
It's must see. When MJF was on, I wasn't watching NXT. I was fucking watching MJF, because that is compelling to me. But what else besides him is compelling?
There's not much.
I can't think of another storyline where I'm like, oh.
They even took the Scissor Me Daddy ass away from Billy Gunn. I mean, come on. How does that make any goddamn sense?
So fucking stupid, dude. It's so stupid. He's pissed at AEW for not letting him do the DX thing.
Yep.
Because he said that he was going to do it.
Yep.
He texted Road Dogg and was like, yeah, I'm in. And then Tony Khan put the kibosh on it.
Can't blame him, but...
No, like, you don't want somebody who's on your television showing up on your competitor's television the same week, but... I mean, it's a DX reunion. Like, is it really the same without Billy Gunn?
No, it's not. It wasn't. That's why I was happy that Road Dogg had the crowd call him out.
Yeah.
It was smart.
No China, though.
Well, they could have, dug her up.
Posthumous.
Yeah.
How do you say that? Posthumous?
I think that's right.
Posthumous?
Posthumous, yeah.
Yeah. Posthumous?
Yeah.
Posthumous?
I don't think you need to get the posthumous.
Posthumous. Oh, that was very technical. We got like very English Webster's Dictionary there for a second. What the fuck? This is a wrestling podcast. This is for white trash, motherfuckers. No, everyone loves wrestling now, dude. Fucking old women, fucking everybody's into it, dude. I saw an old lady the other day wearing a fucking Stone Cold t-shirt. I was like, I love your fucking t-shirt, lady. She's like, oh, thank you. I was like, I fucking love it, dude. A fucking old little lady's wearing a fucking Stone Cold 316 shirt.
The old, the young, it's compelling. It's drawing people in.
Hey, listen, man, back in the day, at the beginning of TV, we all know that fucking wrestling was like one of the only things that was on, dude. Fucking everyone was watching wrestling back in the day. It drew families to the television together.
Yep.
Think about that. Think about how much of the American fabric is involved in fucking professional wrestling.
I mean, it's
Look at all the storylines that have been based on historical events.
Right.
The Iraq War, you had fucking Sergeant Slaughter, the turncoat.
I mean, they even did a 9/11 thing, but they buried that one pretty quickly. So that's a whole.
Oh, the Muhammad Hassan thing. Oh my God, that's right, dude.
And he was Italian.
Yeah, which is kind of Well, they don't care, dude.
No, they don't care.
Vince is like, hey pal, you tan up nice.
You look dark enough to pass.
Dude, that's like blackface.
Oh yeah. Well. He didn't actually do blackface.
Roddy Piper did though.
Roddy Piper totally. We did half blackface. Half.
Dude,
he was like the Drake of wrestling.
The what?
The Drake of wrestling.
He was like bad. He was doing that storyline with Bad News Brown.
Yep.
What was that? WrestleMania 6?
And he couldn't get the makeup off his face. He had to go on a flight like that.
Dude, you can't do shit like that nowadays. No. You can't, dude. You can't do anything like that. Oh shit. Well, make sure that you reach out to us at good_villain_media. You can also hit us up on the comments of this video. Like, share, subscribe with your friends. Pro Wrestling Summit, motherfucker. You know what it is. You can hit us here every Saturday, 6 p.m. We also have a daily podcast, Welcome to the Zoo. That's Monday through Friday. That also appears every day at 6 p.m. generally speaking, of course, with no technical issues, and you never know what happens. Danny, thank you so much for this wonderful week in Welcome to the Zoo and Pro Wrestling Summit. Knowledge, Always a fucking pleasure to see you, bro.
Always fun to be here. Take care, good villains.
And we'll fucking check you out on Monday. You guys have a good weekend. Peace the fuck out. Later. Are we off air? Are we off air? We should play the song.
What? I don't want to play the song.
All right, no song.
No song.
Are you sure?
Nah, fuck it.
All right, fuck it. No song. Are we still on air?